Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the scripture Yoga of Perfection, summary of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, selected shlokas from each chapter. Currently, we are on chapter number 6, Yoga of Renunciation, and we'll start today's satsang with shloka number 14. प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभीर ब्रह्मचारी व्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तो युक्त आसीत मत्परः. Let the yogi sit in meditation, having me as the supreme goal, keeping the mind serene, free from fear, and established in the vow of brahmacharya or purity. So, Lord is giving us some directions that if we are sincere aspirants, we have to practice brahmacharya or celibacy. Why? Because that energy, the sexual energy, once you conserve it, it becomes ojas shakti. It gives you the glow and it helps you in your meditation and in your spiritual progress. So that is why brahmacharya is considered a very important part of this spiritual journey, and which is what Lord Krishna also says, and the Patanjali Yoga Sutras also clearly says that. But here God is saying this is for sincere aspirants. They have me as the goal, meaning anything divine, not worldly. So you can have the image of any deity, anything that pleases you, that is divine in nature. It can be a candlelight, it can be a flower, it can be uh, even abstract things like the ocean or the sky. There are different kinds of meditation, but the goal should be to attain God realization, self realization. And so that's what keeps the mind serene, free from fear. There is nothing to fear. We live in God's world, who is extremely compassionate, and if we are doing our sadhana, then that is the proper way to follow this human life. So shloka number 16, um, Lord says, natyashnatastu yogo asti na chaikanta manashratah na chati swapna shilasya jagrato naiva charjuna. Yoga is not possible for him who eats too much and for him who does not eat at all, for him who sleeps too much and for him who does not sleep at all. So, here Lord Krishna is giving us a very profound guidance that do things in moderation, not too much, not too little, just right is the answer. Just like when you tune a musical instrument, you cannot tighten it too much or you cannot loosen it too much. You have to tune it perfectly. Much in the same way, yoga is a subtle art that has to be handled that way. And moving on to shloka 17, yukta hara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. Yoga is the destroyer of pain for him who is moderate in food and recreation, moderate in exertion in actions, and who is moderate in sleep and waking, which means you have a rhythm in your life. You do things in a balanced way, and when that happens, automatically you are in peace and pain reduces. Shloka number 19, यथा दीपो निवातस्थो निंगते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यत चित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः. Shloka number 19. The heart of a yogi is compared to a lamp placed in a windless spot, steady and without flickering. The yogi who is devoted to the practice of yoga, the cessation of the thoughts of the chitta. So here this lamp, that steady light, is compared to the agitated mind. When the mind is agitated, the light can never be steady, it will flicker. But once the thoughts are all concentrated and you are maintaining that one peaceful thought that you are working on, then that is the state of a yogi, where the other thoughts now have subsided, and that is called sajatiya vritti pravaha, which means that the same to same, similar to similar thoughts are coming, and therefore maintaining your peace and equilibrium. Uh, that is the meaning of the shloka number 19. And shloka number 22, Lord says, Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते. Meaning, having attained that, he considers no gain higher, and being established in that, he is not moved even by the heaviest sorrow. So that is the benefit. If you are sincerely walking on this path, on this journey, then there is nothing that can shake us from that blissful, peaceful state. And that is the prasadam, that is the fruit of this effort. Shloka number 25. शनैः शनैरूपरम् एतद्बुद्ध्या धृति गृहीयतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत्. With the intellect held with firmness, one should control the chitta little by little, and having fixed it on the self, let him not think of anything else. So, the buddhi, intellect, has to be firm, the senses have to be inwards, not outgoing, and the mind has to be controlled. When these three things are controlled, the chitta then little by little focuses on that one pointed object, and not thinking of anything else, goes deeper into the process. That is the shloka number 25. Moving on to shloka number 34. Arjuna now asks, because Lord Krishna is giving him lots of directions, so he's asking a beautiful question. He says, Lord, Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayureva sudushkaram. Meaning, verily the mind is restless, turbulent, and impetuous. I consider the control of mind as difficult as the control of wind. So he's asking a very practical question, because indeed the mind is constantly thinking of things and very agitated and thus hard to control. So Lord Krishna answers, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते. Lord Krishna said, verily the mind is difficult to control. So God is in full agreement with Arjuna on this, and he says it is restless, yes, but it can be controlled by repeated effort, um, and dispassion. So, God is giving here two suggestions, two pointers through which this journey can become a little easier to control the thought waves. One is constant practice, abhyasa, and the second one is dispassion or vairagya. So, then Arjuna says, अयतिः श्रद्धयोपेतो योगाचञ्चलितमानसः अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति. Then Arjuna asked, O Lord, what happens to the yogi who thou endowed with faith failed to attain yoga? What does he attain? So he is asking a contingency planning question. Arjuna is sincere, so he's saying, Lord, if I try but I don't succeed in this on this holy journey, then what happens? So beautiful question. And then in shloka number 40, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, God says, Partha Naiveha Namutra Vinashastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyanakrit Kachche Durgatim Tata Gachati. O Arjuna, the doer of good is never destroyed. Here in this world or in the next world, he does not attain grief. What a beautiful consolation to Arjuna God has given, that good actions are always beneficial, always good to do, and therefore the doer of good is never destroyed. Any sadhana you are doing now is your degree. You always have it, it's your qualification. So if you don't get liberated, if one doesn't achieve the end goal, nevertheless he starts from where he left off. And a simple example would be like, if you already have your bachelor's degree and then you want to pursue your master's degree, you don't have to go back to 12th grade again. You already have that qualification through the bachelor's, and you get admission in the masters. Much in the same way, a sincere aspirant who has done a lot of sadhana, tapasya, practice, he will be born as an advanced yogi. He doesn't have to relearn all these things that we are covering now. So no matter what the outcome, it is always auspicious and beneficial to start the journey now with immediate effect. Hari Om Tat Sat. I will see you on this journey in tomorrow's satsang. Om Tat Sat.